All right, Peter, we're back. Did you just take a bite of an apple as we started the show? I'm not cutting that out.
That's fine.
I'm leaving that in there. I'm just glad you're done slurping on your chicken
It's very juicy.
before we do that. What's wrong with you? I actually walked into our office the other day. We just recently hired a new person, and you were doing some training with that person.
What was I
And
doing?
as I walked in, you literally were sitting about 6 inches from her face,
Okay.
talking to her,
Okay.
and you took this giant bite of an apple, like right in her ear. And I remember thinking, like, one, that had to be so loud, and two, like, we know that your apple juices tend to squirt everywhere.
Did you ask her about it?
I didn't ask her.
Oh, you
I don't,
Yeah.
but I was just like, oh my God, she definitely just got apple all over the side of her face.
I should ask her about
Yeah.
that.
It's like going.
Do you remember when I bit right next to you?
Yeah. I was just like, oh God. I walked into the room. I go to Courtney and I go, oh, fuck, poor Cheech. Yeah. Which is the name of the new girl.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you present here today, Peter?
Mm-hmm.
Are you in the moment?
You can tell by how deeply I'm looking into your eyes.
You are. It's awkward.
Yeah.
I'm going to look the other way.
No.
So the reason I ask is because we recently had a staff meeting. So we have all of our people you owned for people who are new to us. Peter owns his own company. So all these people work for him. So there's probably, I don't know, 4 people 12 total, but in this meeting, maybe 4 or 5 of us total at the time.
It was 5.
We had it down in one of our offices, and we're having this staff meeting. And I swear to God, you paid attention about 5% of the time that we were there. You know what you were doing the rest of the time?
No.
You were on your phone.
What?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not supposed to be on my phone.
No shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is why I'm bringing it up. Because this show today is going to be about being present, because you wanted to talk about it.
I did.
For the record, I didn't bring this up just to give Peter a hard time, but he wanted to talk about being present. And he had some thoughts. He's been thinking a lot about being present, and it reminded me of this staff meeting. I actually asked one of our coworkers this morning. I said, "Hey, in the last staff meeting, did you notice like Peter?" And she's like, "Yeah, he was on his phone the whole time."
Well, why didn't you say something?
Because I didn't want to call you out in front of the whole.
You should have.
The whole staff.
I didn't know.
Yeah. So you were doing other things. Like, I don't think you were like scrolling. It wasn't like you were scrolling on social media.
No.
I think you were texting with maybe some prospective clients. You were checking, like, I think at one point you were on like your email, something to do with like the building. We're trying to get some more space in the building. I think you were doing something with that. Like there was all
like it was meeting related.
Yeah, not our meeting. Nope. Because then you would like kind of look up and be like, what are we talking about? And then you would chime in,
Really?
but it was stuff that we already had talked about. So you basically were not a
participant.
You might as well not even have been there. Like you didn't participate. You didn't have anything to really add or say to the thing. Meanwhile, all of your employees noticed. Right. So then what do you think they think in a meeting like that?
Yeah,
where
Peter doesn't care.
Peter doesn't care. Why should we?
Yeah,
right.
That's interesting.
So, but I think that was an example of when there was something, like in this case, it just happened to be a staff meeting that should have been the most important thing to you in that very moment. You were not present and everyone else knew it. And I think this happens all the time. And so then that leads me into this. Like you said that you have been thinking about this a lot recently. So clearly there's something else going on in your world that made you think about it.
Well, no, I mean, that's an example. Like that's a part of it.
So that's an example. So what's been going on outside of maybe here or whatever that you, because you said, I've been thinking a lot about this. So what made you think a lot about it?
So in work, outside of work, whatever it may be, if I'm with somebody, then it needs to be like totally unimpeded by outside distractions of any kind.
So give me an example of this.
Yeah. So if my phone is anywhere near me and it dings, like, so even if I'm intentionally not looking at it, like my phone's like this.
Yeah.
If it's face up in my peripheral view right now, I can see the screen light up as a notification comes in.
Yeah.
What does that do? That takes me out of the present moment and it brings my mind to this thing
instantly that
I've been trained to react to. Right.
Sure.
So then
even if you don't look at it,
it doesn't matter. My brain is,
you've left the conversation.
Correct. And I got to like re-engage. Right. So I'm doing this so anything. So that's one example. This is like anything in life. So if I am engaged if I'm in my house and I have like an earbud in, like even if it's just one, I'm still fucking happy.
Do you do that?
No. So
if you did,
not when people are around.
Yeah.
Like by myself, I am. but my kids, for instance,
Mhm.
they'll so Peyton will just be in the habit, my daughter, of having one in, or maybe even both. And then I basically have a deaf child walking around the house.
Yeah.
She might as well not be in the house,
Right.
right? Can't
Right.
really have a conversation with her, or if my kids are on the phone or I'm on the, it's just, if we are distracted when we're trying to be with and interact with somebody else, we're not actually being with them.
Sure.
We're doing this other
You just
thing.
happen to be in the same place.
And it's this half-ass attempt at a relationship.
Yeah.
And so it's really important to me that when I'm with you, that I'm with you. And the only time I'm on some device or being distracted is when I'm trying to do the work, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not with another human being.
Yeah.
So it's just that matters to me a lot. And I've been working through trying to be intentional in the moment when I'm with people to take away everything that is distracting to that mission.
Right. So what have your strategies been? So I agree with you. So I think the world is very distracted right now. We're all distracted by a million things, right? The phone is one of them. It's designed that way, the colors, the sounds, the everything, the vibration.
But that's the main offender.
Yeah. Yeah.
The phone.
Yeah. The phone for sure. I think in general though, I think people are, you mentioned, or we've talked recently about work culture. People never stop working, right? The work from home thing has created a big problem with this because there are no boundaries.
You're always at work.
Yeah,
you're
always
home now.
Yeah, you're just always at work, and so there's no boundaries, and therefore you're constantly. I have a client here who I think she basically has nightmares over the sound that Microsoft Teams makes when a message comes through. Because it happens all of the time. It's constantly going off, and it gives her stress and anxiety because she can hear it. Whatever. I don't even.
Yeah,
I
you
don't use
associate
Teams.
this sound with the thing that you hate.
Yeah, and it's automatically even if it's a holiday morning or something, and the thing is beeping in the background because your computer happens to be open in a different room, you can hear it, and that makes you think about work. And we've had this conversation here about leaving our employees alone when they're not supposed to be here, because even sending them a message on we use Slack, so sending a message on Slack, even if they don't look at it, if they hear it or see it come through, they leave whatever they're doing in their mind and they think about, I wonder what that is. Oh, Peter just sent me a thing, or Gary just sent me a thing. I wonder what that is. And I think we try to be better at that, and we fail pretty often. I know I do. I text one of our employees all of the time because we're working on marketing things together, and I drive her nuts, and and then I'm like, oh, sorry, we should leave you alone. It's, Sunday.
Saturday. Yeah.
So, but what are you doing? What are your strategies around, say, outside of work, with your family? What are some things that you've been doing to be more present?
So it always starts with intention, meaning if you just go by default, your brain will do the normal thing it's used to doing, right? And you'll be distracted, and your phone will ding at you, or the TV's on, or you are distracted by this other person. So when I go into an interaction with people, if I can be aware of what's happening, I will set my intentions of, okay, during this interaction, I'm going to do these things to take away all of the distractions that I possibly can, so that I'm much more prone to be in the moment and then have a better conversation, have a better interaction.
So what's an example of this? I have an example that I think that you're doing more recently.
Yeah.
And the reason I know this is because it's annoyed me a couple of times.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Because I've tried to contact you, and then hours later you finally get back to me, and you're like, oh, sorry, I left my phone at home.
Yeah, sure.
So is this a strategy that you've been doing recently? If you go, I think in one of the cases you went over to your sister's house. I think it was for Super Bowl Sunday. You went over to your sister's house with your kids and your wife and everybody. And I believe you left your phone at home. Was that intentional because you wanted to just enjoy family time? And then also another example, I believe, is on Sunday mornings when you spend some time with one of your friends every Sunday morning. I believe your phone is either not with you or it's tucked away somewhere.
I just leave my phone in my car.
In the car, yeah. So, are you intentionally doing that to make sure that you're present in those interactions?
So I feel like I'm a slave to, because I so much of my life revolves around work. So much of my work runs through my phone. I don't feel like I have a handle on the control around it. If it comes in, I just respond, right? So the only way I cannot respond if I don't get notified.
Yeah.
So therefore, it just has to be physically out of my presence. If I'm with you in person and I can attend to that, and I don't want to be distracted by my phone right now, then I'll put it on airplane mode, or I'll try and take away all of the possible notifications that my phone can give me, and then I'm at least not distracted by it. Like it can be in my presence. I don't have compulsions around needing to be on it, but for sure the sound and the buzz will like give me that, like it'll take me right out.
Yeah.
So it's either physically away, or if it's in my presence and I can attend to the moment that I want to be with you, more in person, then it just, I have to take those away.
Yeah. I think for me, and I really haven't done much of that, I would have to have the phone completely away. So I think it's less the sounds. I'm sure those have an effect on me. Just having it in my, like on my
Pocket.
person, I have this impulse to check it. Like as if like the email that might have come in the last 2 minutes.
You don't even know it's happening.
Most,
you're like reaching.
Just grab it.
And it's like, check it. It's in your hand.
I probably check my email 600 times a day. You know what I mean? Like for what? Like what am I waiting for? Like I'm not like getting any like exciting emails, but it's like, it's almost this need for me to make sure there's none in my inbox. Like for instance, on your phone, do you have any red, those little red things that tell you how many emails you have? Like do you have on your email, do you have red ones?
So I have a strategy on my notifications.
Yeah.
So this is another part of being present. So instead of checking it all the time, I will not check my text or email unless I'm in a place where I can respond to my text and email.
Yeah.
So it builds up. So like I will not respond to you via text for hours.
Yeah.
Or emails for like days sometimes. Because I have to be like sitting in a moment.
Yeah.
I have like an hour block,
This is
and then I'm going to get it all done.
Yeah.
Because if I click on it and I see it, but I don't respond to it, then I'm much less likely to actually do the thing.
You'll probably forget about it.
I probably forget about it. So I'm just like, I don't even bother. I let it alone.
Do you get caught up on all of them, or do you always have a red thing, like telling you that you have some unread?
No. Get caught up. No, but what I see is like, so like if I look at my phone, I'll have like the notifications on the front of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I mean, the red thing.
Oh,
no, you mean like those little things that pop up on the front, on your home screen. I'm talking about these little red ones that I'm like showing you, like on my,
sure.
And there's a little red circles.
I will always have those on everything.
Yeah. So I hate those.
Oh, okay.
So even now, just looking at this, like I'm like, what is that? Like, what do you mean I have 2 of something?
Like the number.
Like I have a need, like a desire just to get those to go away.
That's like you're cleaning your house.
Yes.
It's clutter.
It's clutter.
It's phone clutter.
Yeah. And that's what they want.
Yeah.
That's so if so right now you
funny.
can see on my email one, which is on the very bottom. Yeah. There's none of those. Right.
Is that that's very important to you?
That's satisfying to me. But that's the problem.
Yeah.
So like this thing is constantly, if it's anywhere near me, I'm constantly, if I see that red thing, I have to open it to like, even if it's just to delete it. And most of the times that's what it is.
Do you think that there'll be any value in taking that function off of your phone so that doesn't give you like the number count?
Can you do that?
I would imagine.
I don't know.
What if?
I know you can shut off notifications, but is that one of them? Like, can you shut off the red thing?
I bet you the great ChatGPT.
We'll have to.
we'll have to check afterwards. Would that help you?
I don't know, because then I might think of like, well, what's behind the box? But what do I not know?
But if you're not being told that there's something there, would you think that you would care less?
I think I'm trained to look. So it would take a long time to be like not care, because I'll know that I'll be like, okay, well, I don't see a little red thing, but maybe there's like 10 really awesome emails waiting for me that I don't know about. So I should probably check. I even find myself checking. I tend to use Twitter or X. It's like a news platform, although I don't know why I look at it. It's just all garbage, but it's like news, and I like news and information. And so I find myself just randomly checking that probably dozens of times a day.
For no reason?
For usually just to get annoyed, because all the stuff on there is just like,
you gotta
it's just away. Social garbage, it makes you more annoyed than anything. But I just find myself compelled to check it all of the time. I'm like, what am I even doing? I don't give a shit. Like,
do you find yourself in the middle of it? How did I get here? And why am I doing it?
And why can't I stop? Yes. Yeah, it's annoying.
You ever thought of just deleting it?
I did for a while. I actually forget why I got back onto it. I think it was for my son's hockey season, because that's where all the hockey teams post their like updates. And so I went on there for that. I know the reason I got back on Instagram a little bit was for work, because I was in charge of doing all of our social media. And so I needed to be on there. And then I all of a sudden found myself like, scrolling through it. And I was like, what is happening?
Why don't you delete it right now?
Live
on the podcast.
You want me to get rid of my... Fine.
Just uninstall it.
Have I told you how much I hate this podcast?
Yeah, this is great.
Wait, what do you have on yours? Can we delete something on yours?
I deleted them all already.
Okay, hold on.
I don't have Reddit anymore. I don't have Instagram.
Okay, ready? Delete that.
Yes. You have been
Oh,
freed.
it's gone. But look, I still have LinkedIn and Instagram. So
Well, there's one.
one is gone. Fine. Yeah, I don't need Twitter for sure. I mean, it's just it's a lot of waste of my time. So, okay. So one strategy is let's not have the phone. We can leave it behind. You're leaving yours behind.
Yeah, but
take
dude,
things off
when
the
I
app,
say
you
that,
can do whatever.
sometimes people will panic and they'll be like, "Well, what if somebody needs to contact you?"
You actually got really mad in the clinic just the other day. I thought somebody said that about because your kids. You were talking about the kids not having it in school. How they how the teachers, not the teachers, but the schools are taking the phones as you enter the thing. And somebody said, "Well, what if you need to contact?" You were like, "That's garbage." You're like,
I don't need to contact my kid. They're fine. The nurse's office can literally call me and tell me if something's wrong.
Correct.
Do I need to know 30 seconds ahead of time from them what's going on? No,
probably not.
It's gonna be fine. I don't need to be in constant contact with my goddamn kid.
Okay, so let's do some role playing. Okay. So all right. So you are you and I'm me.
That's great.
Easy roles. Easy roles to play.
Mm-hmm.
Just start having a conversation with me about the day.
Okay.
Yeah. We're talking.
Yeah.
Ask me how my day was.
How's your day, Gary?
Oh, my day is doing good.
Yeah.
And ask me something else.
Well, so are you going to Caden's game later? Gary?
Okay. So what kind of...
Hello?
So you can't see here. What I did was in the middle of our conversation, I picked up my phone and I started to
I would immediately stop talking to you.
Right. So that's what I want to know. So what is your reaction when that happens to you? Because this happens all the freaking time.
Yeah.
You're having a conversation with somebody and all of a sudden they pull the phone out.
I try to make it awkward.
And they start to look at it. So what do you do? So in that example that we just did, I picked this up and I start looking at it and you and I were just trying to, what would you say to me? What would you do?
If I'm in the middle of a sentence and I'm talking and then you suddenly look down because something dinged and you did one of these, I just totally stop.
Yeah.
I'm not going to pretend like it's not happening. It just happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to wait.
Yeah.
I'm kind of going to stare at you.
Yep.
And just wait until you look up and feel bad.
Yeah. So I do the same thing.
Yeah.
But you know what I noticed more often than not?
What's up?
That person doesn't even remember that they were having a conversation with you.
What happens?
It's almost it's because their attention was taken away and it takes a little while for your attention to come back. It's almost like that first part of that conversation. Yes, they have to re-engage, but it's almost as if it never happened. I could literally start over with the same thing that I said because they almost were already gone. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? They were out, they faded out somewhere when they felt the buzz, or maybe they in their head they were thinking oh, I got to check.
Memory stopped forming when.
Correct.
That's why.
Yeah. So it happens before the moment that they actually picked up the phone. To check.
You're right.
They had already switched their attention away from whatever you were saying.
They got the impulse.
Correct.
Then they grabbed the thing.
Correct. Or even if they didn't get a buzz, maybe they were just thinking oh, I wonder if I got that text back from my son or whatever. And they start thinking of that while you're talking to them. And then they've already checked out. So now they're not listening to you for 10 seconds and they're wondering oh, I wonder if I can check my phone. He's still talking to me. Mm-hmm. So they don't hear anything that you've said for the 10, 15, 20 seconds leading into it. So then if you stop like you do and you just stare at them, which I also do, and you can literally just walk away at that point and they'll think nothing of it.
Be oh, it's almost I guess we're done talking.
Because they don't even remember.
Wait a minute.
But it actually infuriates me. I hate that.
It's bothersome.
And I really try not to do it. And I know I'm sure I do it to people too. I really try not to, right?
I try to notice it. So fine. So if you do that to me, then I'm going to say something.
Yeah, sure. That's fair.
Get off your phone.
Yeah, or I think it'd be it's more fun if it's super passive aggressive.
Oh yeah.
Would you like to share that with the rest of the class? Remember when teachers used to do that?
Gary, what are you looking at?
When you were passing notes as a kid, they'd be Mr. Buriat, would you like to share that note with the rest of the class?
Thanks, Gary. I didn't pass notes because I didn't go to school.
Shoot,
I didn't have that experience.
I forgot that you grew up in a cult.
Yeah. So I think so. Look, great. We know we're all distracted. This isn't news. We know our phones distract us. I think it's important to talk a little bit philosophically of why is this important? I think what happens is as a society we're used to the degradation of our personal relationships.
Yeah.
And it's harder to form deeper connections with people you actually listen, being an active listener. What are you saying to me? And then can I have a response to you?
Yeah.
As opposed to being half in, half out and just yesing and knowing you. That's not actually communication, right?
Yeah. Why do you think people are so uncomfortable with that? The only way I do that with you is on a podcast.
Yeah, I know. I'm aware.
This is the only reason you agree.
Which is why I consent to this. because this is the only time I actually get to talk to you without it being like kind of like awkward and uncomfortable.
and even then, it's still somewhat awkward.
Yeah,
and
it's true.
uncomfortable. Yeah.
So why? What was your question? Why? What?
Why is it important?
Why is it an important thing to have a connection with somebody?
Yeah, or no, sorry. Why do you think it's hard for people to do that in today's world? Because I feel like in the past that was the norm. You know what I mean?
Because you didn't. I mean, so let's think back. Let's be fair to the previous generation. I mean, I guess they had papers, right? So you could like technically be distracted by like a newspaper or something like that. But before then, probably not that much, right?
Yeah. That's even worse because like imagine just like opening this,
fully blocking out the visual field.
That would be like such a sweet move. Excuse me. I was just checking the headline.
That's
today.
So great. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we just have many generations now of being used to having our attention taken away by this other thing. I don't know. I think some people are better at it than others.
Is there really any hope to get it back, to get our attention back?
I think
because all of these companies are spending trillions of dollars to take our attention away, and in many cases take our brains away, because we're now relying on, just like we do. I mean, we don't hide it. We use ChatGPT and other AIs for a lot of our thinking, nowadays, or at least to assist in some of that, right? To make things more efficient.
We do the thinking, and then it helps us come up with like designs a bit more efficiently, so that we know.
And sometimes we let it do some of our thinking. Sometimes we ask it questions. I mean, we certainly, just like Google before it, right? We used to ask Google to do thinking for us, because we don't always know the answer, right? Yeah. And so, but basically the amount of money and time that's being spent by really smart people. Are you about to take a bite of that apple?
I was thinking
You're not.
About it.
You're not.
Like,
no. Yeah.
Who wants to
just do it? Just do it. But the amount of time and energy from really smart people that are essentially trying to take our attention, right? That is their entire job. How do we get their eyeballs and attention onto our thing?
Yeah, we're gonna lose,
right? We're gonna lose.
It's the same as like processed junk food. Like, I actually think of it as the same thing. It's like processed shitty like information that's like really, really bad for our brains, in the same way that like processed food is really bad for our bodies. I don't know that as a society it ever comes back, but I think in a part of this podcast we talk about it because individually we can choose to make decisions around these things. We can choose to like let go, to create strategies around how to improve our overall brain health, our body health with some of these actions. Yeah. As a society, I think we're lost, but in general, like if somebody can attach this and say it's really important to be in the moment, maybe I can take some of these strategies or implement some of my own. Then maybe you can be more in the moment and form better relationships with people.
Yeah. I wonder, like, I feel like a lot of people think like in the moment sounds like, something for hippies. You know what I mean? Like some kind of like, it's like, what does that mean to you? Like in the moment, it literally doesn't mean like you're doing anything like that. You're like, oh, this is like the one and only moment that this will ever. I think that's what people kind of think, right? Like when you say be in the moment, there are times like that. Like for instance, if I'm watching something that I know, say it's like my son's. My older son, when it was like his potentially his last hockey game or last baseball game that he was ever going to play.
That must have been surreal for you.
Like I remember thinking, like I really have to like pay attention to like every detail of this day,
because I don't get it again.
Because I'm never going to get it again, and I want to remember it, right? So there are times that's what you're thinking, but clearly you can't do that for every moment. Like this moment right now, Peter, with like you podcasting, I'm not sitting here thinking, being like, I'd like cherish this like moment, just kind of like last.
You really should.
But I can still be in the moment, right? Without having it be this grandiose kind of thing.
Yeah, but think of the tail end. So like this, so look, what is but the present moment? The future and the past. If you're thinking about the future or the past while you're in the present moment, you're not here. And if you're not here, you can't engage as fully as if you were, right? So I think being able to control where your brain is and live in the now is how you have less anxiety. It's how you have less stress. It's how you have like more like presence, more relational abilities in the moment right now. Like I truly believe that every moment does matter. It doesn't mean that like all is lost if I'm not in the moment. Obviously, I failed miserably at the last staff meeting. I wasn't even aware of it, right?
Right.
So I think being in the moment is also really important from like a not thinking about like what happened in the past and what's going on in the future. Like we don't just need a device to be distracted. Like imagine if you and I were talking right now, but my mind's on like where I needed to be after this. Like if I like drifted off into that, which happens all the time to people.
Right.
Well, then again, like I'm multitasking and I'm not actually in this conversation. My follow-ups are not going to be like as good as because I'm not really listening to you.
Right.
So like if you're actually talking to somebody, like your daughter, your son, your wife, your boss, your coworker, if that relationship matters, and like, boy, you better like just be in the moment with them.
Right.
Like
I think the best way to know is if you actually have the ability to ask a question or you ask like a why. I think it's a good practice to get people to get into.
Being curious.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you're one of the more curious people I know. You do a good job of this with most of your people. Like when you're talking to them, you're always asking like the follow up, well, why is that? Like, or why do you think that? Or what do you think that is? Just stuff like that. That shows that you're engaged.
I'm listening to them.
You're actually listening. And I think that matters. And it also allows you to, I guess, like for your own personal reasons, to stay present because you're asking those types of questions that then creates a conversation.
You build high amount of trust with people if you can actually like listen to them and give follow-ups that like they care about.
Yep.
Like seriously, because it's hard if you're, for instance, if you're on a sales call and all you're thinking about is the next thing that you want to say or the pitch that you want to sell them, and you're not actually hearing them and asking them questions based upon like what they want, that's a horrible interaction.
Sure. And they feel that.
They feel it's gross. Like they don't want anything to do with that. They feel like they're being sold to. But it's just like, boy, like if you can just talk to somebody and listen, that's kind of what it all is in the end. And I don't know.
It's so simple. It sounds, but for a lot of people, that's like really hard to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's really hard to just talk.
We have to get out of our own heads.
I think there's an underlying selfishness to society today.
Yeah.
Because people kind of don't give a shit.
Yeah, it's sad.
About like other people or their thoughts or whatever. They really just kind of care about their own thoughts and their own opinion, or they don't want to hear an actual opinion of somebody else. You know what I mean? Like they just want
That's really sad. That bothers me a lot.
Right. That's just kind of, I don't know where that's coming from or why. It's just the nature of the way things are portrayed these days, and people, fall suit.
I have an idea. I think it actually has something to do with the fact that how individualistic we are, like in this particular country.
Yeah.
We're so based upon the individual. Everybody's like a special snowflake.
Yeah.
We're so not communal anymore. We're going away from community.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, dude, I think like a huge part of what makes Whole Health Solutions so special is that we offer that communal aspect to people.
Sure.
It's all about relationships. And it's all about being in the moment. How can I help you the best? Doing it together, having a good time.
Right.
And I think that we lack that. So I guess my point is that if we're so individualistic and that's how we grow up, that's how our parents grew up, then that's just how we're trained to just think me, as opposed to like the broad community.
Right. Because in the end, if you don't really give a shit about what the other person is saying or about other people, then you're never really going to be present.
100%.
Right. Yeah. It's just not going to be there. I think recently just speaking on community, we had one of our clients who comes in here shared an article, and I forget all the details of it, but it was basically about finding like your own Cheers.
Yes.
Like so for the old TV show Cheers, like the theme song was, something to do with where everybody knows your name, right? It was a place you walk into the bar and like literally every person knows their name. And here it's it's the same thing. And I think if you can find that place, the article was speaking to how important it is to find places like that in your own life where everybody knows your name, where you walk in and you feel like you're part of a family, you feel like you're part of a community, and that's something to seek out in life to give you more happiness and joy. And I think it is because there's connection there. There's being present. You're less likely to, those people care about you. You care about them. You're less likely to maybe be on your phone the whole time that you're there. I think most of our people, when they're here with us, because they're part of our community, I don't see a whole lot of our clients like just going to their phone all the, as much as maybe they do in their normal life.
We put an emphasis on that as well for us as this, the providers. We're trying to eliminate as much distractions as we can so that we can be more in the moment with our people as well.
Yeah. So I think there's strategies. It can be done. I would agree with you. It's, as a society, I think we're probably going to continue to go further and further and further away. Maybe it will hit a tipping point, a breaking point at some point, and people will, fight back.
Revolt.
Yeah. Revolt back to it.
Against the man.
Maybe like the next generation. we'll be like, this is dumb. Like, everyone's super lonely
Yeah.
and, we have no community
We got to
and
do something.
we got to
Yeah.
do something. But for right now, it's, all of the money and technology is being put into the opposite of that. But individually, we can choose different,
Mm-hmm.
and different in your case, for instance, is leaving the phone at home sometimes, or in the car, or just making an effort to ask follow-up questions when someone's talking to you. Make eye contact when somebody's talking to you. Not worrying about what's next on your
Mm-hmm.
schedule.
Yeah, it's just the right now.
Yeah, just trying to
Mhm.
be as much as you can be in the current moment. And I agree with you. I think more people need to think about it. And I think if your awareness is half of it, right? If you're aware that it's
Mhm.
happening, you can at least do something about it. So
I agree. Awesome.
good
Good conversation, buddy.
discussion. All right. That's it for you for this week. Talk to
Yes.
me next Thursday.
So,
All right. And with that,
something about different.